Thank you for bearing with me. I've been having some technical difficulty here. Give me just a minute. I wanted to start this live stream while I finish setting this up because I just, okay. Let me grab this. Find Erica on here because it looks like she's having a hard time joining us too. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up here. Remember that. How do I do? Okay. All right, I'm not exactly sure how to get the chat on here. So if you're joining me live, please bear with me. This is the first time that I've ever done a live stream over on YouTube, and I don't quite know what I'm doing, so we're gonna learn together today. So if you're joining me and there is an opportunity for you to put a chat feature or to type anything in the comments below, please type something and say hello to me, just so I can kind of get a feel for where everything's at. And I'm going to respond to Erica really quick before we get started. Okay, Erica. All right. I'm going to go into the group. Give me just a minute, folks. Be right with you. I just want to make sure that I've got everybody here that needs to be here. Everyone publish. Don't know how to text in the YouTube link. Okay. We'll learn together. So as of right now, I know that I have Margaret, I have Carmela, and then I also have Margaret, Carmela, Erica, and Deanna are the 4 people that I know for sure are going to be in here on this live stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in that order. And I'll just start doing the tarot reading for now. And then we'll try to figure out the chat thing for this at a later time. I'm doing this on the mobile, so that also might be a factor into it. I'm not really sure. We're kind of learning this together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start pulling some cards. And I feel like this might be just a little too close. I'm gonna back this up a little bit too. That feels a little bit better. All right, so for tonight's tarot reading, just to reiterate, because it looks like there's a couple more people in the chat, I'm not really sure how to, oh my goodness, okay. Let me grab, Erica. All right, for right now, that's going to be as good as I can get it. So we're just going to roll with it. Okay, so I have Margaret, Carmela, Erica, and Deanna for tonight's reading. I'm going to go ahead and get started because I realize I'm almost 5 minutes into the video and I haven't really had a chance to start yet. Thank you all so much for your patience. I'm not sure if we're going to keep doing this on the YouTube live stream. I kind of want to work out the kinks for it a little bit, just to be able to see how to unlock the chat feature, and we'll go from there. If it does remain on YouTube, it'll be on this YouTube channel that you're watching it on, which is Amanda Hillsdale. Alrighty. Let me take a sip, get started. All right, this first round is going to be for Margaret. What does Margaret need to know for this week is the question. I want to start off by saying that the shuffle on this is super smooth, which is a really good sign. It means the energy is in proper alignment for you. It's working out really nicely. All right, Margaret, we have the Daughter of Feathers. You have 8 cards. So Daughter of Feathers, Son of Roots. You have the Daughter of Horns. You have the Star card. You have the Father of Horns in the reverse position. You have Finality, or the 10 of Arrows. You have the 6 of Arrows, or Passages. And then you have the 2 of Roots in the reverse position. So right off the bat, the way that this feels is this is more in relation to your personal life than anything else. And more specifically, when we're looking at it, it has to do with dating. So you have the Daughter of Feathers. I have to say, it is so intimidating to be on a live stream, and I want to talk about it for just a minute. I have not done a live stream in over a year and a half, and to be back on here and to start over again, it feels so invigorating and jittery and exciting, and also in the same breath terrifying. So I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you guys all so much for being here with me, because I know that this is new, kind of, sort of, but not really. But I want to say thank you for being here with me. That being said, Margaret, Daughter of Feathers, and Son of Roots, Daughter of Horns, and the Star. There's a lot of energy around this where it's a moment to, how do I want to say it? There's been a lot of movement back and forth. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. All of these different great ideas of, I found this person, I found this person, I found this person, and all of them were right in the moment, but they weren't the right person for a forever situation, if that makes sense. And each one of them has taught you something different and invigorating and exciting, and it's built another beautiful layer on top of layer on top of layer. And with those, when you take a step back and you look at it and you say, you know, I really liked this part of this person, and I really liked this part of this person. I didn't care for anything around this with this person. That's all leading up to the Star card, which is really taking a step back and reevaluating the situation. Unlike the Moon card, when you're looking at the Star card after the series, it's all about personal development and growing on the inside and taking that moment for self-discovery. What was it about these relationships that you really enjoyed the most? What were the things that you would like to release, what no longer serves? And then adding those layers into the pot, and then saying, this is the type of person that I wanted to manifest. When I sit and think about it, it's this type of energy. This is the feeling in my body that I get when I talk to somebody who talks like this, or when I sit next to somebody who responds to me when I'm talking to them like this, and it makes me feel safe, it makes me feel seen, and it makes me feel supported. Those are 3 really big ones. What is it about those qualities that excite you and make you feel loved and supported and seen? That's what I see with the top 4 cards. I know that that may not feel like a traditional read for the cards being what they are, but when I look at them, that is what I see, and that's what I'm feeling. So the bottom 4 cards are going to be a different side of this. This very much feels like it has to relate, I want to take a breath before I say that. I felt it in my shoulders. So the bottom 4 cards relate to the group. Father of Horns, they're not wanting to take responsibility for what was said. It's a sense of death, but the death didn't actually hit you. Those arrows are not actually hitting you. And it sucked. It really, really sucked. And we've talked about this at the concert. And that's what I see here with the 6 of Passages. Having the equilibrium being in the reverse position, this feels like this is something that at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Really and truly, it doesn't. But it's still something that still kind of tickles in the back of the brain. They did that. That was real shitty. And even though it's not going to ruin my whole day because I've already disconnected from that group, I still feel like there needs to be a sense of healing. I feel like there needs to be a conversation. There needs to be a sit down with it. And I know that this is something that we've talked about, but this feels like this is further confirmation from the cards that there's a sense of, up here at the top, there's making assessments about relationship, like intimacy and romance and that kind of thing. And then down here on the bottom, these 4 cards, what I feel when I touch them is this didn't kill you, it made you stronger. And it made you realize that the version of you, ooh, burping is good. The version of you that handled this today or in this year is not the same version of you that would have handled it in the past year. And so it feels different. And this is all stuff that we've already talked about. But it feels like it's something that just, it needs to be a sense of finality. Before the end of the year, maybe meeting up for that cup of coffee or that drink and sitting down and talking about the stuff that was really uncomfortable and really hard. Maybe doing it before Christmas, after Christmas, but definitely before the start of January. I wouldn't take any of this energy into the month of January. And I don't really feel like you will. I feel like it's getting to that point where it's like, you know what? Done. And that's okay. That's what you want. So thank you for letting me pull cards for you tonight. I know that this kind of feels like it was redundant because I feel like this is something that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks. But in the same breath, it also feels like it's validating and it's just further confirmation that this is something that needs to happen for you. So thank you for allowing me to pull cards for you. I hope that you like the new format being here on the YouTube live stream. If not, we can find another platform. We'll figure it out. It's just going to be touch and go for right now. Okay. Next, I see Erica's on here. So Erica, I know that it took you a few minutes to get on. So I know that I have Margaret, I have you, I have Carmela, and I have Deanna that I have to pull cards for. So I'm going to be pulling them for the 4 of you tonight. And then as we kind of figure out how to do the chat and all that good stuff, then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pull for Erica next. And then after Erica, I'll pull for Carmela. All right, take a drink. I miss you too, friend. I feel like we get on these live streams, at least we used to, inside of the old Facebook group. We used to get on these live streams every week, and we used to have this sense of camaraderie-ship within the chat, you know? We'd be able to sit and talk briefly, talk about all kinds of things. I really miss that sense of community that we used to have with the live streams. And I know that being on YouTube and having it being public might feel different. I don't know if it'll work or if it will still have the same energy as feeling like a sense of community. But I hope that you know that I really miss you. I really miss doing these live streams for all of you and just kind of connecting and catching up. It's been something that I've really missed, and I think that most of you, if not all of you, have missed it too. So, I have a question for you, and it's really personal. How long has it been since you've last made Wati's spaghetti? The one that you slow cook in the casserole dish on the stove. Because the smoke coming into the face, hitting here looking like Thanksgiving, Christmas this year, it's time to bring her recipe back. I don't know if it's something that you've been thinking about doing or if it's something that you haven't really thought of but maybe are open to the idea of, but it definitely, there's a strong nudge that maybe it's time to start making this her recipe again. Not your version of it, her version of it. First move to the top. Okay. I think it might be time to make another batch. And maybe when you make another batch, if I may boldly say it, sit with it. Light a candle or have a cup of coffee sitting waiting for her. I can make her recipe for Italian soup someday. I think that's a really good idea. I'd also have a spot for her at the table to kind of sit. And don't go into it with a huge expectation. Like, oh my gosh, she's gonna appear, she's gonna talk to me, like the way that they do in the movies. But I would definitely put out a cup of coffee, have out a bowl, similar to maybe like a dummy supper that they do, and just be open. Like, relax your body, maybe go into a meditative state if possible, or listen to some binaural beats. I've got a playlist on Spotify I can send you that's really good, and just kind of allow yourself to just kind of phase in and out a little bit. Obviously do it in a safe space where there's not like burning open flames or anything like that, but I would definitely recommend sitting and just kind of letting yourself fall into your body a little bit and listen to the messages that are coming through. Because I feel like there's definitely a sense of connection waiting for you. I hope that that was helpful. I have not shuffled these cards in so long. I've traded these out and I've been using a different deck. And tonight it just felt right. That is not the one. I'm going to put that one back in the deck because that was not meant for you. That was meant for me. And I know that was meant for me. All right. Let's kind of disconnect from this because I'm getting too much into my feels about it. Okay. All right, Erica. You ready? You have 6 cards. I'm going to show them all to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I felt as I was shuffling them and laying and touching them to turn them over. And we'll go from there. Okay. High Priestess in reverse. Don't freak out. Look how beautiful this card is. Isn't she gorgeous? I love the High Priestess. Whether she's upright or she's in reverse, I always love her because it's always a powerful message. Okay, right off the bat, in reverse. Then you have the 5 of Horns, or loss, that comes up right after. Then you have the 8 of Roots, discipline, storage, home, safety, foundation. 2 of Horns, unity. 10 of Horns, reverse, overflow, lack, scarcity, fear. And it's in the chest. It's that when we crave that sense of belonging and we don't feel like we have it, or we don't feel like we have access to it, we feel disconnected from it, and it feels like that gray matter in the chest. That's what this card feels like. Son of Arrows, upright, waiting for that opportunity to strike, knowing that that little critter is going to come out so that it can attack it and grab it and run off with it and have a nice dinner. So what the hell do all these cards mean when there's 6 of them that are up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So let's start off with the High Priestess in reverse. Whenever I see the High Priestess card in reverse, to me it always signifies a sense of, so it represents like 2 different things, realistically. It represents, 1, that mean girl energy, that angry, mean, bitchy energy that we all have inside of us. That wounded woman who is burned and scorned and going to burn the entire world to make herself feel warm. When we have the High Priestess in reverse, it is a sense of loss and wounding, and it makes us feel really angry, like we have to go out into the world and do some damage, right? Then we have the 5 of Cups, or the 5 of Horns right after that, which is a symbol of loss. Whenever I see the 5 of Cups, whether it's upright or not, it always is a sense of chaos. Whether the chaos is past because it's in reverse, or the chaos is upcoming because it's upright. That's always a sense of chaos. Having the 8 of Roots right after that, having the discipline, that feeling, that foundation in the home. This feels like there needs to be a really strong moment of self-care. And when I say self-care, I'm not referring to a bubble bath. Maybe it's finding a therapist. Maybe it's finding a mental health professional who you can talk to, who you genuinely feel connected to, that can help you walk through some of the wounds that you feel. And maybe it's not that. But from what I feel looking at this feels like it's a really valuable opportunity to really take note of where the wounds are at in your body, somatically, where you feel them in your body, where they feel disconnected, where they feel heavy. Where's that loss? Where's that discomfort? Where's that pain? Where's that anger? Where's that rage? Where's that fear? Where are all these feelings at? And finding somebody that can support you and talk to you and to help you. That's what I see in the first 3 cards. And it's not a negative thing to want help or to find help or to actually make the phone call and go and do the things. Adjusting meds. And I am so proud of you for doing that, because that's a big, scary step. It's a really big, scary step. And it's also really powerful. Like, you are reclaiming yourself. You're reclaiming who you are. You're doing the hard work. The ugly, messy work. You're doing it. And I'm really proud of you for whatever that's worth to you. I know we've known each other since middle school, but I still feel like I need to say, for whatever it's worth to you, I'm really proud of you for doing it, because I see you and I feel you, and I get that. I get what that wound feels like. Now on the bottom 3 cards, you have the 2 of Arrows, or no, Not the Two of Arrows. You have the Two of Horns, union, upright. Healing, connection, partnerships, water emotions, energy, connecting to self. Then you have the scarcity and the fear. If I really and truly open up, what the hell is going to happen? What does my inner demon look and feel like? And can I handle standing toe to toe, eye to eye with her and looking at her and seeing what she has to say to me? Yeah. Because as cliche as this is going to sound, right, because it's the internet, every beautiful possibility is just on the other side of that door that you're avoiding opening. It's all right there. You have access to it. You have the tools. You have the resources. You're discovering what it means, how it's making you feel, and what you want to do about it. And that's real fucking power. That's real fucking power. So, good job. Good job, friend. And also, I understand that this reading is deeply personal. And I just want to say that I really appreciate you allowing me to pull cards for you tonight and to do this reading. And I can't wait to see what happens next week. Not to say that it's going to do a complete 180 overnight and everything's just going to poof, magically change and disappear, and it's all going to be gummy bears and rainbows and dewdrops and unicorns. Not saying that, but to see a steady progression week by week and to see how things move and breathe and fill and how they grow and evolve and change, like, that's exciting, you know? Just to be not a monitoring spirit that watches, but to be someone who is in your corner cheering you on, genuinely cheering you on. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. All right. Thank you for letting me pull cards for you. Next in line, I have Carmela. I don't know if you can see this, Carmela. I love you too, friend. Oh! My work schedule has been changing, so we definitely need to get on a Zoom call and sit and have a cup of coffee together, Erica. As of right now, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I've been working a lot. After 5 p.m. though, I got some time open. And I have time open on the weekends too. So reach out, let me know. I think you have my new phone number. I change it like every 7 years. And I know that probably sounds a little wild, but the way I look at it, what I've learned in life is it's like a haircut. When you change your personal phone number every 7 years, 8 years, 6 years, somewhere around the 7-year mark, it's kind of nice because the people who, when you really think about it, when you change your number, the people who you would genuinely reach out to and give your phone number to are the people that you talk to and that you've built a really strong, steady connection with, whether you've known them for decades or you've known them for a couple weeks, couple months, couple years, or decades. It's really kind of powerful. It feels like removing the dead leaves out of the rose garden when you go through your contact list and you just sit there and you're like, you know, I don't really want to reach out to that person. I don't think that's an old version of me and an old version of them. And we're not bad people. We're just not in alignment anymore. And to be able to just kind of and remove it, I think that's really kind of cool. So yeah, I don't know if you have it or not. Don't have your new number. Okay, so I'll send it to you. I think I still have your number. I don't know. I'll send it to you over in the Wild Womb group. I'll connect with you there and I'll send it to you so that you have it. I didn't ignore you or forget you. I just haven't gotten that far down my list yet. That far into my list, not down my list. That sounded horrible and it wasn't meant that way. All right. Let me start on the next person because I feel like you and I are very long-winded and we can sit here and talk all night. All right, Carmela. Let me sit here for a minute. don't know if you guys can hear my kids and my animals in the background. Talking about my kids being in the background and having that quick mom guilt for being on the live stream, and then also that ping in the body of, oof, is it okay that they can hear my kids in the live stream? Is it okay they can hear my dogs in the background? And the cards pop out. Mother of Horns and Six of Passages. I gotta get out of my own head. I love it when the cards pop out like that and confirm it though. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the next one. Carmela, I've said it like 3 times, but I mean it this time. Strength in reverse and power upright. Again, another card for me. Okay. And these wanted to come out. All right, Carmela, so you had a couple cards that literally just fell in my lap. If I could raise this up and show you, I started to shuffle and they fell on me and said, we're doing this instead. All right, so Carmela, you have 6 cards. Let me just take a look for a minute. All right, so you have the Fool in reverse, Mother of Arrows, reverse. You have Discipline, 8 of Roots, upright. Had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait a minute there. You have the Lovers, reverse. You have the Father of Horns, upright. And then you have the Daughter of Roots, upright. What the hell does all this mean? Well, let me tell you. The Fool in the reverse position. Let's take a look at this card for a minute. And I think that this card, what I love so much about the Brady Tarot deck is the imagery on here. I'm not a traditional tarot reader. When I look at the cards, I completely ignore whatever the description of the card is, because to me that doesn't resonate, it doesn't relate, and I know that that's a bit controversial, but when I read tarot cards, I have like a multi-part system. So I feel it on my shoulder. I feel her on my shoulder, specifically her. Her is for me. And when I feel her on my shoulder, and when the smoke moves, it moves a certain way. You've probably seen it a couple times in the video. And then the window's open to let spirit in and to let spirit out. And it can only come in and out the window. You've probably seen me nod a couple times. You've probably seen me interact a couple times. They're there. They have a seat in the chair. And when it's done, they leave. The reason I bring that up is because when I talk about tarot, what I love about it is it's a multi-part process for me. I don't just look at a card and say, oh, this is the 6 of Cups, it means blah, blah, blah. That doesn't resonate with me because each reading is specific for each person. And sometimes I'll be shuffling the deck and someone will come in and they'll have a message. And that message is more important than the deck being shuffled or the cards being flipped. In this instance, there's not a person that's coming in, or there's not a spirit that's coming in, but the imagery on these cards, when I see them, it's a feeling in the body, like a genuine somatic, I feel this emotion in my body, or something like that, or it'll be something that I see. So if you're new here on my channel, if you've never watched me live before, this is really my process of how I read tarot. And it's how I've always done it. And I've been reading professionally since 2018. Being outwardly in the world and reading professionally, 2018. Internally, years, decades longer. But it wasn't until 2018 that I started reading professionally for the public. That being said, let's look at the cards. I know I'm long-winded and I get distracted easy, so please bear with me. You have the Fool, right? So you have that weird little bird that's in the nest. Take a look. You have the mother bird that's given it food. I forgot what the name of the bird is. It's like a cuckoo or cluck-clue. I don't know. So this bird specifically, when this mother, the mother of this bird is about to have the egg, it'll lay the egg in another bird's nest. And then the other bird will take care of this baby and then all the other babies that are in the nest, not realizing that this is not its baby. And then eventually over time, this little baby will kick all of the other babies out of the nest or get rid of them in some way or another so that it's the only one that's being taken care of. And this mother overcompensates and tries so hard to take care of this baby, even though it's not really her baby. And what I love about this card is being on the Fool's journey, right? Sometimes we look at our life, we get out our beautiful manifestation boards or our law of attraction planners, and we're all guilty of it, right? It's not a bad thing. It's just part of who we are as people. We get out our manifestation boards and we're like, all right, this is the trajectory of what 2024 is going to be. Or yeah, we'll just use the year for example. 2024 is going to be this for me. This is what I think is gonna happen. And then the universe looks at it, takes a step back, and it watches our energy. And it says, energetically in your body, that's not resonating for you. Let's use money as an example. Money's a really good one. So many people out there on the internet want to have $10,000 months in business, right? If you reach that mark, you are just coveted. But if you can't get your body, your nervous system into the idea of having that $10,000 a month, it will never work for you. You won't be in the right alignment for it. Energetically, you won't be connected to it. When we have this Fool card being in the reverse position, what it's telling us is right now you're not energetically in alignment with the goals, the dreams, the manifestation, the ideas that you had previously. So the person that you were 6 months, a year ago, had a very different idea of what this year was going to be for you. You thought it was going to be XYZ, and it's ABC. And it's not just a new chapter, it's a new book in the series for you. It's what it feels like, a brand new book, book 15. And then you have the Mother of Arrows. When we see the Mother of Arrows, another beautiful card, she's strategic. She's planning out all of these ideas, everything that she wants to do. She's building a strategy for it. She's got her arrows, she's looking to the future. When it's in the reverse position, you've been doing a lot of really heavy lifting and it's been exhausting. And now it's kind of like that moment of like, you know what, this is really fucking hard. I don't think I want to do this anymore. And that's okay. Take a step back. Go into a cozy, comfortable space for yourself. Something that makes you feel really good on the inside. Maybe it's cuddling up with a blanket and reading a book or drinking a cup of tea. Maybe it's going for a walk in the cold and breathing in the cold air as you walk and letting it sting your lungs and fill your body. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's, dare I say it, maybe it's going to the gun range and firing off a couple rounds with your favorite weapon just to have that release in the body, you know? Having that sense of release. Because right now, the Lovers, reverse position, it just feels like there's this huge disconnect in your body with the ideas, the thoughts, and things that you wanted. Now, I'm not trying to say that you wanted to make $10,000 a month. But what I'm saying is there was a goal, there was a dream, there was an idea that you had at the beginning of this year for yourself. And it's not happening the way that you want it to. And it doesn't mean that it's bad or that it's wrong for you. It just means right now it's not the time for it. Maybe it'll be the time for it in 6 months. Maybe it'll be the time for it in a year from now. But right now it's not the right time for it, and that's okay. You have the Father of Horns. See that big glorious stag up on that tiny little island, and you see the little alligator in the water lurking, hanging out? Yeah. The guy is really great. The guy is wonderful. And he's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun for a while. You're really going to enjoy him. Then you have the Daughter of Roots. What would your world look like? Here's a journaling prompt I want you to look at. What would your world look like if you dropped all your bullshit? Right? All of those, and when I say your bullshit, I'm talking about your fear. The fear of success and the fear of failure, because they go hand in hand. What if instead you dropped your bullshit excuses and you just sat down? Give yourself 10 minutes and sit and write. What I really want is, why I really want it, and how it's going to make me feel when I have it. And with those 3 questions, go back, rewind it, play it again, play it a couple times if you need to. That last one, how it's going to make me feel after I have it. That's going to be the big one. That's going to be the one I really want you to take longer with and really feel it in your body. And every time that you go to bed, do a little breath work. As you fall asleep, do breath work and connect to that feeling again of what it's going to feel like when you already have it. When you wake up in the morning, before you touch your phone, do a little bit of breath work, come into your body, breathe. What does it feel like when you've achieved that goal? What does it feel like when you have that thing? How do you feel differently in your body? That's going to be so powerful. So powerful. And then let me know. Give it 7 full days. Do check in with your body on how it feels at night before you go to sleep. Check in with your body in the morning when you first wake up before you touch your phone or any electronics. And practice that feeling for 7 days. And then tell me how it feels after you've been practicing it. Okay? All right. All right, so pretty optimistic. I'm doing this live stream for people who are a member of my Wild Womb group. So the way that you would get on this list is you would go to my website and you join the Wild Womb. So if you go to AmandaHillsdale.co and you click on the homepage where it has join the Wild Womb, it's going to have you download the Spaces app, which is for free. And then you become a site member. And once you become a site member, it's all for free. I put you inside the Wild Womb group. And once you're a member, you can start joining these live streams every week. I'll start doing these every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can join the group. You can join and have your questions answered that way. If you have any problems getting into it, just reach out and let me know, and I can help you get into it. Okay? Absolutely. I cannot wait to pull cards for you. This is going to be so much fun. That being said, I still have to do, I think I still have one more, and it's going to be for Deanna. So anyone that wants to join, you're all more than welcome. Go to AmandaHillsdale.co. On the homepage, it'll have a button for Join the Wild Womb, and it'll have you download the Spaces app to your phone, and you become a site member. It's all for free. It's free to download. It's free to join. Once you join, then I'll be able to add you to the Wild Womb group that's on my website. And from there, we'll start doing weekly tarot readings here on YouTube. Okay? So my next person that I'm pulling for is going to be Deanna. I'm going to take a breath. Deanna, I instantly feel tired in my body. I know you've been running around like crazy. And I know that you've had a lot of stuff going on in the last couple of months. Life has been really busy for you, my friend. And it's exciting and scary and all the feels. Let me let go of that for a minute. Hold on. I feel real dizzy. And I don't like that feeling. You know when you go on a merry-go-round, you lean back and like your equilibrium gets thrown off a little bit because you've been spinning around, and then your body tries to figure out which way's right and left, which way's front, which way's back, and you get a little off balance. That's kind of what it feels like right now. We're just gonna shuffle for a minute and let it pass. One more shuffle and then we gotta start. It's not the shuffle. One more. Thank you. My bad. Sorry about that. We're gonna pull a couple more. Okay. Deanna, here is your reading, my dear. My dear, dear friend. You have enchantment. You have the one of roots, right? That's the beginning, the creatrix energy. You know what I'm talking about. I won't say it, but you know what I'm talking about. Then you have the 7 of horns or breach in reverse. Look at that dam. You see that dam? How have your dreams been? Yep. Have you kicked them out of the bed yet? Maybe. Maybe once, maybe twice. I got you. I get it. I see you. I get it. I get it. This is why I was laughing. Okay? Then you have your 9 of roots in reverse. Then you have your 10 of roots reverse. Then you have your 7 of roots upright. And then you have judgment. And then just for good measure, because why not, I pulled 2 more cards. And then you have the Father of Arrows in reverse. And you have the Chariot in reverse. Let's talk about it. The last couple weeks, last month or two, and the beginning of this month, confirmation. There's been a lot of cycling through emotions. You've had some highs, you've had some lows, you've had all kinds of things that have gone on, rightly so. Having the breach, new life, growth, big stuff. And then having the breach that comes through and it's just like, oh, I love you so much, but sometimes I just want to punch you in the face. Right? And then you have accomplishment in the reverse position with the roots. You feel like you have this plan, And your plan, right? Like dinner. Dinner is planned. Dinner is in the mouth. It is en route. It is on its way. And then clunk, something happens. And then just dinner is just, it's just all messed up. We're not really talking about dinner, but we're kind of talking about dinner because it just makes sense, right? It's just messed up. Like, what the heck, man? You know? And then you have the 10 of roots, right? Wealth, abundance, excitement. What the hell, man? Why did that flip upside down? Why couldn't it just continue going this way? Life is changing, and the path the two of you have is going to change. It's going to change drastically by April. So all of the stuff and things that you've been planning on, all of the goal changes by April. Big month. April, everything starts to change. And it's going to be little tiny ticks where it's like, oh, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. And then it's just going to be one giant kerplunk. And then it's all just going to kind of, it's going to be south. It's going to be sour. It's going to taste very gritty and granular for a little bit. I am being kind of vague in the reading, but I feel like I kind of need to be. One, for your sense of privacy, and two, because you know what I'm talking about. I don't think anybody else needs to know what I'm talking about to you. 7 of roots, upright, growth, and judgment. You're done with this. It happens, right? The cicada come up out of the ground, and then they come out of their little shell, and then they grow into the big, beautiful, transformed thing, right? But it's kind of like it's got to come up out of that. So by April, right, you're down here, still kind of coming up. And this right here is like first part of spring. And then this up here is like April. Like April, it starts to make sense. Why did I pick April? Nothing on the cards themselves said it. I heard it. So April, it changes. And you're kind of, it reaches a point where the universe steps in and kerplunks, but you're okay with it. And you know that you are a badass woman, that you are a witch. And you're going to use this opportunity to become the very best version of yourself. And he is going to use this opportunity to become the very best version of himself, so that the family that you're creating can be the very best. The very best. Oof. That's good stuff. Oof. Good stuff. Father of Arrows, reverse. The Chariot. Woo. These 2 cards off on the side. It's almost like I can hear your voices. I raise them up and show them to you. That's mother-in-law. Mother-in-law is, bless her heart, mother-in-law is on her own journey to discover her own sense of healing, and that's okay too. She needs to heal, but it's not your responsibility. It's not your husband's responsibility. That's her responsibility. And she's got to be willing to figure that out for herself. She will. It may take her a little bit. You know, October next year. I don't know why, but it just sounded funny when they said it. So, you know, that works. I don't need to go into more detail about it than that, but if you want to talk privately, I'm sure we'll talk later in the week and I can go into more detail about it. But yeah, it's been real up, down, and that's okay. Like, it's the season for it right now. It's the season for it in your life, all things considered. Okay, and that's okay. All right, I think that's everybody for the Wild Womb. If you have any questions, if you want to chat, let me know. If you're not a member and you'd like to be a member, AmandaHillsdale.co. Join the Wild Womb, download the Spaces app for free, and I will see each and every one of you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on this channel for the next round of readings. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope I haven't done a live stream in so long. I hope you all stay hydrated and healthy, and I hope you have a great weekend. I know that there's been a lot of really big energy out there in the world, and why did I pick today of all days to do a live stream? Well, I felt like maybe there were some messages for everybody that, you know, maybe we all needed a little bit of a distraction from what's going on in the world right now. I know I could have used it, and I appreciate you guys being here with me. So I will see you guys back here on this channel next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can subscribe if you want, and you'll be able to get a notification, I guess, anytime I do a live stream or start uploading new videos again. So I think I'm going to start a new meditation series probably next week, and the podcast is coming back. So if you don't know, the Sexual Empowerment Witch podcast is available on Spotify, and here soon it will be available on iTunes as well. All right, I love you all. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you next week. If I can remember how to turn this off. Exit? Yes, exit, okay.